my name is Madison and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have another aerospace related video for y'all, and today we're going to be talking about AP and DE credit, or advanced placement and dual enrollment credit. Before we get started, I just want to preface by saying I am mostly going to be speaking about, of course, my knowledge, my experiences, and then of course CU Boulder, as well as some of the other schools I applied to. Every university is different. Every university will accept different credit. Every university's aerospace engineering curriculum, course load, things like that are going to look different. So take this with a grain of salt, keep that in mind. But if you're interested in CU Boulder, maybe took similar classes as me, this might be really helpful or just useful to you. So let's go. So I'm going to start off by talking a little bit about myself and talk a little bit about the classes I took in high school and what I ended up getting credit for, or took credit for but didn't actually use, if that makes sense, and why I did that. So I am currently a junior at CU Boulder studying aerospace engineering and computer science. I took probably like close to 20 AP and DE credits in high school, and I ended up getting credit for most, if not all, of those classes in one form or another. I ended up actually going to 2 high schools, so I spent the first 2 years of high school at one school and transferred to the private school between my sophomore and junior years. This was due to a mix of things, a lot of personal reasons, and it was one of the best decisions I've ever made, I can honestly say. I am very grateful that I was able to switch and that I had that opportunity, because going to a different school really put me in a better mindset. I was not in a very good place at my first school, not in a very good headspace. I was not ambitious. I thought I was gonna go to the University of Kentucky and ride horses and get a math degree and maybe be a math teacher one day for like middle school or something. And I really didn't, not that that's not ambitious, that's not, I don't want to make anybody mad. That wasn't the part that wasn't ambitious, but I was not super ambitious in the sense of taking AP and DE classes, test scores, wanting to go to like a good college, wanting to be involved, clubs, internships, never thought about grad school, anything like that. But getting to switch to this school, I was surrounded by a lot of people that really pushed me and motivated me, and that made all the difference in the world. I'm just gonna say right now, I got a test score I never dreamed of getting on the ACT, and I got scholarships I never would have thought I would have gotten because of that, which was really helpful. I never in a million years thought I would get, even consider applying to Princeton or Stanford, and I applied. Obviously I'm at CU Boulder now for reasons, but I would not want to be anywhere else. So that being said, in high school I took all sorts of different AP and DE classes. I mostly focused on the STEM classes. I took a couple, like, you know, the generic physics, Calc AB, Calc BC. I did not take any computer science classes in high school, but I did take a cybersecurity class, which was really cool. And then I took a few dual enrollment engineering classes through the University of Colorado Springs, as well as some humanities credits. Like I took a politics class, I took a literature class. Of course, you got to take your like AP US history, all that jazz. I'm gonna be honest, I failed the AP US history test, but that's okay. I got DE credit, and CU Boulder didn't take it anyways, so woo, we're crushing it. But that's over with. Now you kind of got that whole spiel, but let's see. My biggest piece of advice, if you are watching this video for advice, is take all the credit you can. I kind of hate the AP test system, but if you know you're going to be going to an in-state school, or if you know that a community college or a college you're taking a dual enrollment class through will transfer, I would highly, highly, highly recommend paying the $80 fee or whatever it is to take the test, pass the test, and then get credit for school. This comes down to a few reasons. Number one, of course, if you genuinely get true credit for that class and that credit transfers towards something in your major curriculum, that's awesome. That might be like, I passed AP Spanish, for example, and that AP Spanish credit that I got from passing that AP test got me out of a lower division Humanities, which was awesome. So of course, if you can get true credit for something, that's great. If you're transferring a class and it doesn't actually replace a class you have to take, still transfer it. It costs a few bucks. I want to say it's like $7 to transfer or to send a transcript or something like that, but I 110% think it's worth it. And this is because at least at CU, the order in which you enroll for classes is based on the number of credits that you have. Even if that dual enrollment credit or that AP test that you pass doesn't actually get you out of a class, it'll still transfer and go into what are called free electives. Those free electives count towards your overall credit balance, I guess. And the higher the balance you had, like I said, lets you register for classes earlier. So I had probably 15 or 20 credits. Like I was not able to take calc-based physics in high school because the schools didn't offer it. So I took algebra-based physics, and you need calc-based physics for the engineering department here. So I passed the AP Physics 1 test, but that didn't actually get me credit to get out of Physics 1 in college because I needed the calc-based version. That being said, because I passed the test, I transferred the credit to CU. I got credit for it. I still had to take that other physics class, but it increased my overall credit total, like I said, and I could register for classes earlier. This is so nice because class registration gets incredibly competitive, especially second semester, sophomore, junior, and I can imagine senior year is not so competitive and hard to get into. Your first year, you're pretty much just going to be taking big lecture classes where there are 3 or 4 different lectures, each with like 300 kids, tons of options. Literally, there were 7 different lectures for my calc, what was it, 3? I think it was calc 3 the other year. That's insane. Like so many options on classes you can take, time slots, things like that. However, junior, senior year, when your classes are going to be getting down to 20, 30 people and everybody's fighting for a spot in that small class, it's really important to register early and register first so that you can guarantee, or at least hopefully guarantee yourself a seat in that class. Point is, transfer your credits. You will not regret it. It helps you register for classes earlier, which you will not regret later. I'm a junior right now, as y'all probably know, but the number of credits I have actually says senior. Now, freshmen, I'm gonna call you out, and I was probably guilty of this, and every high school senior and college freshman is guilty of this. Just because you have enough credits to be a sophomore or a junior as a first-year student, you are not one. You are a first-year student. I do not mean to be rude. I do not mean to be mean. You are a freshman. There is no doubt about that. Just because you have enough credits that say Madison's a senior, doesn't mean I'm actually going to graduate then. I still have to take those classes. I just have a lot of random kind of BS credits that are just chilling on my transcript that do nothing for me other than let me register for classes earlier. There is my little ramble. I'm gonna continue it just a little bit more, but I just want to clear that off the table. I'm a campus tour guide. I give aerospace tours and I give campus tours. The number of parents that come in and tell me, oh, my kid's gonna be a sophomore, oh, he's actually gonna be a junior. No, your kid is not. I'm sorry. Because you know what? Every other kid here got into the number 6 aerospace school in the country, also has a 34 on the ACT, also was valedictorian, and every other kid here also technically is a sophomore or junior by credit rules. You are not. You are a freshman. You have to start over just like everybody else. Okay, there is that. I just want to clear that up. Going on, I wanted to talk about math classes and things like that as an aerospace engineering student, because I get so many comments of people saying, I'm not smart enough, there's no way I can do it, and that is not the case whatsoever. So the thing about aerospace is, yes, it is very, very math-based. I'd say it's more math-based than anything. Yes, you need to understand some physics, but physics is also math. So if you do not feel somewhat adequate in your math skills, you might struggle a little bit more, but that doesn't mean you're going to fail. You just might have to try a little bit harder. We recommend that you take and repeat the last math class you took, at least. And this is for plenty of reasons. First things first, college is hard, college is fast, and college is hard. I'm going to say that twice. College is really hard. If you come into CU Boulder and you need to take an applied math class, you are going to get your little booty handed to you, probably. I'm just being honest. These classes are some of the most failed classes at CU. They're definitely 110% weed out classes, and I have had friends and people that I know drop out of engineering, drop out of their major because of Calc 2 and Calc 3 freshman year. So it's not that we don't think your kid's smart. Your kid's probably really smart, or if I'm talking to the kid, you're probably really smart. And it's not that we're trying to put you down, it's that your AP or DE credit nowhere near compares to the caliber of our math classes. And yes, the class you took might have been really hard, but here's the deal. At every single high school I went to, Calc AB or Calc BC was a 1-year class. So that's like taking Calc 2 in 1 year, which a high school year is typically about what? About 40 weeks. You have to do that in 15 weeks in college. Less than half the time you have to do the exact same thing. Not only that, you're going from a classroom of 20 to 30 students and a teacher to a lecture hall of 300 people and one professor. This makes it a lot harder to learn at times, and it's definitely like a learning curve. So if you are wondering what math class or physics class you should take, a good rule of thumb is always repeat the last one you got credit for and the last one you passed. This is because you've seen the content before. Hopefully you know it pretty well if you passed it. And you can use this semester as a time to almost boost your GPA and get really accustomed to this really fast-paced learning environment. It is really tough, it is really fast, but it's definitely manageable. You just have to be willing to manage. I had a few friends who did not do that, and they jumped ahead and it bit them in the butt. So I had one friend I know started out in Calc 3 his freshman year. He took Calc 1 and 2 in high school, or like Calc AB, Calc BC, and did well, which was awesome. He got credit for it. Good for you. He jumped into Calc 3, went to that class for 2 or 3 weeks. The day before the exam said, never mind, I'm going to fail this test tomorrow. And he dropped back down to Calc 2, which you gotta applaud the guy. The guy was humble enough to come back down. I have had friends not do that. I had one friend not do that. Got an 18% on his first exam and dropped the class after that first exam because he got an 18%. And then the dude just wasted a whole semester. He gets an F on his transcript because after the first exam you can no longer get like a W, like a withdraw on your transcript. You get an F on your transcript. And then you're screwed. Where had the kid been a little bit more, I don't want to say humble, but a little bit more willing to adapt to the fast-paced learning environment and a different style of exams and a different style of teaching, the kid probably would have gotten an A or A- in the class and had a great GPA and a great, letter on his transcript. So if you, either way, there's that. I would highly recommend better be safe than sorry. You have so much time. If you already are coming in with some math or physics credit, you're already ahead in one way or another, and it does not hurt you. I promise you will have time. Just add that class in there. These classes get hard. Your first year classes, those hard applied math classes, are only there to set you up for the incredibly challenging sophomore and especially junior level classes, where not only are you taking these really hard exams, you have very, very strenuous labs all the time, and then you also have an exam threshold where you have to get a 73 on the exam in order to pass the class. So you can't just skate by with getting like D's here and there and get a D in the class. No, if you don't have a 73% exam average in aerospace on your exams for one class, you automatically get an F in the class if you even had a 71% exam average. So there's that. Going on to humanities credits. Humanities are kind of a funny one. I would highly recommend take every humanities, especially AP test you can in high school. I want to say like 10 AP credits. No, I had 10 DE credits that I did not get credit for. They transferred, but like I don't actually get taken out of any classes for them, which is really quite frustrating. However, the AP credits are guaranteed transfer if you can pass them. I didn't take the AP test because I was not about to spend $95 on a test I didn't think I was gonna pass, and I assumed the DE credit would transfer, which it did not, which is a bummer. But take the AP test if you think there's a chance you can pass and transfer it. At least for the aerospace degree here at CU, you need 9 lower division humanities and 6 upper division humanities, which I don't think any AP test can get you out of an upper division class, but if you could knock out those 9 lower division humanities, that'd be awesome. I got 6 of mine knocked out with, what did I get it out with? I think I got it out with American history, I think was the DE. I did get credit for that DE class for American history, and then the AP Spanish test I passed, I got credit for. But those humanities, I'm gonna be honest, they suck in college. They suck. They suck in high school too, but if you have to take them in high school, and there's no buts about that, may as well get some credit and get out of it in college when they're more expensive to take. But oh my gosh, yeah, they just, unless you can take some like cool fun art class or something like that, but in college they can just really suck. You're sitting in these cold, dingy lecture halls with like 15 other people, an insanely smart professor. You're writing essays for him, reading some super old book, and he's just absolutely obliterating everything you do, like hating on everything you do. It's really painful, and you sit there feeling like a piece of garbage, knowing that that one class that you're taking in the cold basement lecture hall is not going to have any impact on your career in the future. That's my little spiel. I think the humanities are definitely worth it. Do look into how many you need though, because I really would, I totally think I could have passed the politics exam. I got like a 98% on like the DE test I had to take for the final, and I didn't take the US government AP test. I should have just taken it. Even it wasn't like the same exact class because I took like a politics class and it technically wasn't like American government, but like I think I probably could have passed it. And then if I got the credit, I would have been done with my lower division humanities, which that's the only thing I need to take right now. So I might go take like a dance class or something goofy like that next year, but those credits are definitely worth it. And then to talk about the comp sci and those sorts of classes, I think I personally do not regret not taking that, if that makes sense. At least at CU, and I'm pretty sure most aerospace schools, you need to take a MATLAB class, which there's no, at least to my understanding, there's no MATLAB based AP test, which is not something you can get out of as a CU student, I don't think. And if you do, I'm sorry, that sucks, because you will be using MATLAB like 2 hours a day during the school year for the next 3.5 years of college. So if you do not come in with like a decent MATLAB understanding, or if you were not planning on taking that class, you might be kind of screwed. Other than that though, I don't think if I took like CSP or CSA, I don't think it would have made that much of a difference just because of that MATLAB class I had to take. And maybe would have gone towards free electives, but I had enough of those already. Like I covered my free elective credit, if that makes sense. And I don't think at this point how many credits I have, if I had like another 3, it's not like it'd make that much of a difference in when I could register for classes. But that's all up to you. I think if you've taken the class, go for it, but I really don't think it's gonna like make all the difference in the world if you take an extra comp sci class. Regarding biology and chemistry classes and credits in high school, I would say if you want to take that DE or AP class, go for it. I probably would not make it my top priority if I were you. I'd probably focus on the math and the physics and the humanities classes. But again, if that's something you're interested in, go for it, and also look into the school that you're applying to. CU, for example, our aerospace curriculum does not require any college level chemistry or biology classes. You take a material science class, so a chemistry class might help for the beginning of that material science class, but it's not going to get you out of that class, which is, you know, take it how you want. That being said, all of CU's like physics and other engineering degrees, I'm pretty sure, need Chem 1 and Chem 2. I only took like high school level chemistry. I've never taken like a college level or AP level chemistry class, but I'll look into what your university requires, just because that will definitely make a difference in if you think you need it / if you think you want to take that class. But I don't know, I would say like use your best judgment, look into what people have taken. Like I said, the majority of my credits came from math, physics, and then I took 7 engineering credits I think in high school through UCCS, which definitely helped. Those did not get me out of any classes, but they got me free electives, and I do think those were useful, relevant classes. At least at CU, we do not have a CAD requirement for aerospace engineering, which I think we should, but I just don't think there's enough room in our schedule for it, which I think is why they also don't require us to take chemistry, just because the CU aero curriculum is so dense, and you have like 5 credit classes, which is a lot. In college typically you don't have very many 5 credit classes, but we have a few of those. So I think point is, if you can take like an engineering or CAD based class in high school, whether or not it's DE, I do think that would definitely help set you up for success, just because, like I said, we don't have one. Mechanical engineering has one, and it looks awesome. People know so much, but a lot of like aerospace classes will just assume you know a little bit of CAD, or if you're trying to apply for like an internship or a job or something, there's never going to be time in the classroom where somebody's actually going to sit down and teach you about Fusion 360 or SolidWorks or something like that. But do with that what you will. But thank you all so much for watching today's video. I felt like that was just a big old ramble, but I always get questions about my high school classes and things like that with my aerospace engineering degree, and how that helped me now. So I hope this was helpful to you. I really appreciate all the love and support, and I'd love any other questions you'll have, any other topics you'd like me to talk about, things like that. I'd be happy to answer some questions, so just let me know. But I will see you all next time. Peace out. Bye.